In every age, there are truths that strengthen a man, and there are truths that destroy him the moment they leave his mouth. The world is not ruled only by swords, crowns, or armies. It is ruled by what is known, and more importantly, by what is not said. Many believe that honesty is always a virtue. They are wrong. There are words that act like open doors. Once spoken, they cannot be closed again. Through these doors, others enter your mind, your plans, your fears. Power does not announce itself. It listens. It watches. It waits. Long ago, a careful observer of human nature walked among courts and councils. His name was Niccolò Machiavelli. He did not speak as a dreamer. He did not write as a moral preacher. He watched men as they truly were, not as they claimed to be. He saw that those who survived did not confess their inner world. They protected it. Machiavelli understood a quiet law of life. The more a person reveals, the less control they keep. This is why silence has always frightened the foolish, and why the wise have always guarded it. Today, you will hear of 6 secrets. Not secrets of magic or superstition, but secrets of the human soul. These are not things to hide out of shame. They are things to hide out of strength. Each secret has destroyed trust, influence, and safety when spoken aloud. Each has weakened leaders, lovers, friends, and rulers. Each must be carried quietly, like a blade beneath a cloak. Listen slowly. Do not rush. For the first secret is the one most people reveal without knowing they have done so. Number 1. Never reveal what you truly want. The secret is this: the moment others know what you truly desire, they gain power over you. A desire is not just a wish. It is a direction. It is a weakness with a face. When your deepest want is known, you can be guided, delayed, tempted, or denied. You no longer walk freely. You are led. Long ago, in a stone city surrounded by dust and wind, there lived a merchant. He sold cloth, oil, and metal goods. He was known as a fair man. One day, the merchant saw a cup in the market. It was made of dark glass, smooth and rare. He wanted it more than anything he had seen in years. The merchant spoke of this cup to others. He praised its beauty. He asked who owned it. He let his desire be seen. The next day, the price doubled. The third day, it tripled. Soon, the cup was offered to him only with insults hidden as bargains. The cup did not change. Only the knowledge of his desire did. In the end, the merchant paid far more than the cup was worth. And those who sold it smiled, for they had not sold glass. They had sold his longing back to him. So, it is with all things. Machiavelli understood that desire makes men predictable. Predictable men are easy to control. When others know what you want, they can delay it to weaken you. Offer it to gain your loyalty. Threaten its loss to bend your will. Imitate it to compete with you. Your desire becomes a rope. Others choose when to pull. This applies not only to wealth or position. It applies to affection, approval, recognition, peace. The man who says, "I want to be respected," has already told the world how to hurt him. The woman who says, "I only want harmony," has already shown how she can be cornered. Why speaking destroys power. Words give shape to hunger. Once shaped, hunger can be measured. A person who hides their desire appears whole. A person who exposes it appears incomplete. Others sense this imbalance. They may pretend to help you. They may claim friendship, but in silence they calculate. Power flows toward those who seem not to need. This is why kings learned to speak in general terms. Why generals spoke of duty, not craving. Why Machiavelli admired restraint more than passion. Not because desire is wrong, but because revealed desire is usable. Most people reveal their wants because they seek comfort. They believe sharing creates closeness. Sometimes it does. Often, it creates leverage. The listener learns where your heart leans. They remember. They wait. Later, when choices arise, they will guide you gently. Not with force, with promises. And you will believe you chose freely. The wise do not kill desire. They bury it deep. They speak of duty instead of ambition. They speak of chance instead of planning. They speak of gratitude instead of hunger. Inside, they remain clear. Outside, they remain unreadable. If asked what you want, answer with calm uncertainty. If pressed, speak of the present, not the future. If tempted to confess, remember the merchant and the cup. Desire kept private remains yours. Desire revealed becomes shared property. Why silence protects you. Silence keeps others guessing. Guessing slows them. When no one knows what you want, they cannot trap you with it. They cannot price it. They cannot threaten it. You move like water. You adapt. You endure. This is not cruelty. It is survival. Machiavelli did not teach men to be heartless. He taught them to be unreadable. And unreadable men are rarely defeated. But hidden desire is only the first silence. There is another secret, far more dangerous, that has shattered alliances and exposed even the most cautious minds. It is not about what you want. It is about what you fear. Number 2, never reveal what you fear. The secret is this: the moment others know your fear, they learn how to command you. Fear is louder than desire. Desire pulls a man forward. Fear pushes him backward. And a man who can be pushed can be directed. Those who know what frightens you do not need strength. They only need patience. In a dry land of stone and thorn, a small city stood behind high walls. At its edge rose a watchtower. From this tower, a single guard watched the horizon each night. The guard was brave in battle. He did not fear blades. He did not fear blood. But he feared the dark sky before dawn. For once, years ago, raiders came at that hour. One night, he spoke of this fear to another guard. He laughed while speaking, pretending it was nothing. Weeks later, when disputes rose among the guards, something changed. When the fearful guard argued, the others delayed their watch relief until before dawn. When he resisted orders, he was assigned the early hours. No one threatened him. No one raised a hand. They only placed him where his fear lived. Soon, he obeyed without protest. Not because he was weak, but because his fear had been named. Machiavelli observed that fear reveals limits, where courage ends, where resistance collapses. A man may lie about his strength, but fear speaks truth. When others know what you fear, they learn where you will retreat, what you will surrender to avoid pain, when you will choose safety over principle. Fear becomes a silent chain. And unlike desire, fear does not need to be promised. It only needs to be reminded. Why fear is more dangerous than desire. Desire can be negotiated. Fear cannot. A person driven by desire still hopes. A person driven by fear only wants escape. This is why fear is the oldest tool of control. Not loud fear. Not terror shouted in the streets. Quiet fear. The fear of loss. The fear of isolation. The fear of being exposed. The fear of being replaced. Once this fear is known, others do not rush. They wait. They let situations form naturally around you. Situations that press gently against your fear until you move exactly as expected. Many believe that sharing fear creates safety. They think, if others know my weakness, they will protect me. Sometimes they do. Until it is inconvenient. Then protection turns into pressure. A fear confessed is remembered forever, even by those who seem kind. Machiavelli knew that men forgive many things. They rarely forget weakness. The moment fear is revealed, the listener changes. They may not act immediately, but their image of you shifts. They no longer see only who you are. They see where you break. From that moment on, every interaction is unequal. You speak. They listen for signs of retreat. You resist. They wait longer. Power flows away from the fearful speaker and settles quietly with the listener. The wise do not deny fear. They master its concealment. They allow fear to instruct them privately, never publicly. They do not say, "I fear loss." they say nothing. They do not say, "I fear being alone." They stand firm. They do not say, "I fear failure." They move carefully. Fear kept inside sharpens judgment. Fear revealed dulls authority. If you must speak, speak of caution, not fear. Speak of timing, not avoidance. Speak of patience, not retreat. Why silence restores balance? When others do not know what frightens you, they hesitate. They test. They probe. They guess. Guessing weakens them. You regain space to choose. You regain the appearance of steadiness. An appearance, as Machiavelli understood, often carries more weight than truth. A calm face with hidden fear commands more respect than an honest confession that invites control. Those who reveal fear become easy to corner. They are offered false safety in exchange for obedience. They are guided away from risk and away from power. Soon, they believe they are choosing peace. But they have only chosen a smaller cage. Fear spoken aloud does not disappear. It multiplies. But fear is not the deepest weapon others can use against you. There is another secret, one even more quietly destructive, that ruins influence without leaving a mark. It is not about what frightens you. It is about what you regret. Number 3, never reveal what you regret. The secret is this: the moment others know your regret, they learn where you doubt yourself. Regret is not just memory. It is a wound that still answers when touched. A man may stand tall today, yet bow inwardly to yesterday. And yesterday, when revealed, becomes a handle. Long ago, a keeper of records served a great house. His task was simple. He guarded seals, marks pressed into wax that gave orders their force. One winter, the keeper made a small error. He pressed the wrong seal on a message. The mistake was corrected quickly. No harm came from it. Yet the keeper carried this error in silence. He replayed it alone. One evening, trusting a companion, he spoke of it. He said, "I regret this mistake. I still think of it." From that day on, when questions arose, his voice softened. When decisions were needed, others spoke first. They reminded him gently, "You are careful now, after what happened." No one accused him. No one punished him. But slowly, he stopped asserting himself. His past stood between him and the present. He was no longer judged for what he did. He was judged for what he remembered. Machiavelli understood that regret weakens resolve. Not because the past was wrong, but because the mind remains there. Regret tells others where you feel unworthy, which choices you hesitate to repeat, where confidence has cracks. A person without regret appears dangerous. A person with visible regret appears manageable. This is not because regret is shameful. It is because regret reveals self-doubt, and self-doubt invites guidance. Why regret is a quiet chain. Fear pushes you away from danger. Desire pulls you toward reward. Regret anchors you to what has already passed. When others know your regret, they can say, "You have already made that mistake." Be careful not to repeat yourself. Perhaps you should let someone else decide. These words sound wise. They sound protective. But they shrink your authority. Soon, you stop acting freely. You act defensively. And defensive people do not rule. They react. Many believe admitting regret shows humility. They think it earns trust. Sometimes it does. Briefly. But over time, it reshapes how others see you. They no longer see your growth. They see your scar. Machiavelli observed that men respect strength more than repentance. They forgive mistakes, but they do not follow those who dwell on them. A leader who lives in regret invites doubt. A person who speaks often of past errors invites supervision. When someone hears your regret, they learn where your certainty ends. They may act kindly, but inwardly they adjust. They test you in areas near your regret. They watch for hesitation. They step in when you pause. not out of cruelty, out of instinct. Power moves toward those who seem unburdened by yesterday. The danger of explaining your past. The past needs no defense, yet many try to defend it aloud. They explain why they failed, why they chose wrongly, why they would act differently now. In doing so, they reopen old doors. The listener does not hear growth, they hear uncertainty. Machiavelli knew that explanation often weakens more than silence ever could. The past cannot be changed, but it can be used. The wise treat the past as sealed. They do not deny it. They do not confess it. They let it rest. If asked, they speak briefly. They do not justify. They do not relive. They show through action that the past has no voice. Regret kept private becomes wisdom. Regret revealed becomes a leash. Why silence frees the present. When others do not know what you regret, they cannot measure your hesitation. They cannot say you are afraid to repeat this. They cannot slow you with reminders. You stand as you are now, not as you were then. This gives you balance. It gives you authority. Machiavelli understood that men follow those who appear complete, not flawless, but finished with their past. Those who speak often of regret live under its shadow. They are forgiven, but never fully trusted. They are included, but rarely followed. They think honesty has freed them, but honesty has only marked them. Regret is a teacher meant to speak once. After that, it must be silent. But even regret is not the most dangerous thing to reveal. There is another secret, one that seems harmless, even virtuous, yet it has undone more influence than open enemies ever could. It is not about your past. It is about your limits. Number 4, never reveal what you will not do. The secret is this: the moment others know your limits, they will lead you straight to them. A limit is a line you refuse to cross. It may be moral, it may be emotional, it may be practical, but once spoken, it stops being protection. It becomes a boundary others will press against, slowly, patiently, without force. Long ago, a caravan traveled through dry lands toward a wide river. The river was deep and cold. There was no bridge. Among the travelers was a man who said openly, "I will never enter deep water. I cannot swim." The others nodded. They appeared understanding. When the time came to cross, the group discussed many plans. They argued for hours. At last, one said, "We will build a narrow crossing. It will be slow but safe." Days passed. Food thinned. Then another said, "We must hurry. The river is not so dangerous. Only one among us fears it." All eyes turned to the man. No one forced him. No one threatened. They simply began to prepare the crossing he feared most. At sunset, the man entered the water, not because he wished to, but because every other path had been quietly closed. His limit did not protect him. It guided the pressure. Machiavelli understood that limits reveal the shape of your obedience. When you say, "I will never do this," others learn. Where negotiation ends, where pressure must begin. What threat does not need to be spoken? A man with known limits can be cornered without violence. A man with unknown limits forces others to move carefully. Why limits feel safe to share? People reveal limits to appear principled. They believe it shows strength. But principles announced become obstacles others must move around or use. Once your refusal is known, it can be waited out. Once your line is drawn, it can be surrounded. Silence keeps the field wide. Confession narrows it. Others do not usually challenge your limits directly. They build situations. They remove alternatives. They create urgency. They shift responsibility. Soon your limit stands alone against necessity. And necessity is a powerful persuader. When you finally bend, the damage is greater. Not only have you crossed your line, you have shown that your word can be eroded. Many believe stating limits prevents wrongdoing. They think, if others know where I stand, they will respect it. Machiavelli knew better. Men respect strength, not declarations. A limit spoken is no longer yours alone. It belongs to the room, and the room decides when it matters. The wise do not announce what they will not do. They allow others to wonder. They act with consistency, but not explanation. They refuse when needed, but without speeches. This creates caution. Others hesitate to assume. They hesitate to plan around your refusal. Uncertainty protects you better than vows ever could. How to hold limits without exposing them. You do not need to lie. You need to be brief. If pressed, say, "That does not serve me." Say, "This is not the moment." Say nothing at all. Let your actions form a pattern slowly. Patterns command more respect than proclamations. Machiavelli observed that men obey what they cannot predict. Why silence preserves choice. When no one knows your final boundary, they cannot design traps around it. They must negotiate honestly. They must offer real terms. They must consider alternatives. You remain free to decide, not cornered into proving your consistency. Freedom is power, kept alive. Those who announce their limits loudly often break them quietly. They are praised for principles early and exploited later. They feel betrayed, not realizing they handed over the map themselves. A limit is strongest when it is felt, not heard. But even hidden limits are not the greatest danger. There is another secret, one spoken daily by the careless, that drains authority drop by drop until nothing remains. It is not about what you refuse, it is about what you need. Number 5, never reveal what you need. The secret is this: the moment others know what you need, they decide when you receive it. Need is heavier than desire. Desire can wait. Need cannot. A man who needs becomes hurried. A hurried man loses leverage. Machiavelli understood this clearly. Power belongs to the one who can wait longer. In a fertile valley, 2 farmers shared a boundary. One stored grain carefully year after year. The other trusted the seasons. One winter, frost came early. The second farmer's stores ran low. He spoke openly of his need. He said, "I will not last until spring." The first farmer listened in silence. Days passed. The hungry farmer returned, asking to borrow grain. The price was high. The terms were strict. The hungry farmer accepted. Later, when the frost lifted and fields returned to life, the debt remained. The grain saved a life. But the need revealed decided the cost. Machiavelli observed that need destroys balance. When you need something, others learn how urgently you must act, how much delay harms you, how much you will accept to avoid loss. Need shifts time against you, and time, once lost, rarely returns. Why need is more dangerous than fear. Fear may freeze you. Need moves you. A fearful man may still resist. A needy man often agrees. When need is visible, others slow down. They let you speak more. They let you offer first. They gain control without raising their voice. Many believe admitting need invites kindness. They think help will come freely. Sometimes it does. But kindness often carries memory. The helper remembers your dependence. The balance changes. Machiavelli understood that aid given to the needy often binds the receiver more than the giver. Gratitude can turn into obligation. Obligation erodes independence. When someone knows you need something, their posture shifts. They stand taller. They speak slower. They decide the pace. They decide the price. Even if they act gently, the ground has tilted. Power flows toward the one who is not in need. The wise hide their needs behind preparation. They plan quietly. They gather reserves. They ask early, when urgency is not visible. If they must ask, they ask calmly. They frame it as exchange, not survival. They never let hunger speak louder than reason. How to protect your position. Do not announce lack. Do not display urgency. If you must request, do so while alternatives still exist. Let others believe you have time. Time is the strongest shield. Machiavelli admired those who never appeared desperate, even in loss. Why silence preserves dignity. When others do not know what you need, they cannot trap you with delay. They cannot raise the price slowly. They cannot test how far you will bend. You remain equal at the table. Need hidden remains manageable. Need exposed becomes commandable. Those who reveal need often gain relief but lose standing. They are helped once and controlled thereafter. They believe they survived. They do not see the leash. Need should be solved quietly or not spoken at all. But there is one final secret. It is the most subtle of all. Many believe it makes them strong. In truth, it makes them transparent. It is not about hunger or lack. It is about what you believe about yourself. Number 6. Never reveal who you think you are. This is the final secret. The moment others know how you see yourself, they decide how far you will ever rise. This secret is quieter than all the others. It is also the most dangerous. A man may hide his desire. He may conceal his fear. He may bury regret, limits, and need. But if he reveals his self-image, he has given away the key to his future. For how you see yourself becomes the ceiling others place above you. Long ago, in a hall of stone, a craftsman carved chairs for a great house. Some chairs were simple. Some were ornate. One day, the craftsman was asked to sit among the elders. He laughed softly and said, "I am only a carver of wood. I sit where tools belong, not where decisions are made." The elders nodded. From that day forward, no matter how wise his words were, no seat was offered. No voice was invited, not because he lacked value, but because he had named his place himself. And once named, it could not be expanded. Machiavelli understood a truth most men never see. People rarely push you beyond the role you accept. When you reveal who you believe you are, others learn how much authority you think you deserve, how far you will challenge the order. Whether you see yourself as a leader or a helper, your self-image becomes a boundary drawn from the inside. And inner boundaries are the hardest to escape. Why this secret is so often broken. People reveal their self-image without realizing it. They say, "I am not that kind of person. I am just simple. I do not belong among them. I am not meant for such things." These words sound modest. They sound safe. But they are declarations. They teach others how to treat you. Machiavelli observed that humility spoken aloud often becomes permission for others to overlook you. When others hear how you see yourself, they relax. They no longer wonder who you might become. They no longer prepare for your rise. They assign you a shape. From that moment, every opportunity is filtered through that shape. They will praise you, but only within your frame. They will reward you, but never beyond your declared station. Not out of malice, out of order. Men protect the structure they understand, the danger of defining yourself. To define yourself is to finish yourself. The wise understand that identity should remain unfinished. Once you say, "This is who I am," the world replies, "Then this is all you shall be." Machiavelli admired those who allowed others to wonder. Uncertainty unsettles hierarchy. Certainty locks it in place. The wise do not announce who they are. They let actions speak slowly. They allow contradictions. They surprise. They accept praise without correction. They accept underestimation without protest. Inside, they know their reach. Outside, they remain undefined. This keeps doors open. A man who does not name himself cannot be fully contained. Why revealing self-belief destroys power? Because power grows in ambiguity. When others do not know how large you see yourself, they must remain cautious. They must watch. They must wait. They must guess. Guessing keeps them alert. Alert men give space. The moment you explain yourself, space closes. Those who reveal their self-image early live inside it forever. They are trusted, but never elevated. They are respected, but never followed. They are included, but never central. They blame fate. They blame luck. But it was not fate. It was a sentence spoken aloud and obeyed ever after. Keep your inner vision silent. Let others discover you late. Let them be unsure how far you go. Let them hesitate before placing limits on you. Machiavelli knew this final truth. The most powerful position is the one others cannot fully see. Final words. 6 secrets, 6 silences. Desire hidden, fear contained, regret sealed, limits unspoken, need concealed, identity undefined. These are not lessons of cruelty, they are lessons of survival. The world listens more than it speaks, and it remembers everything. Speak less, reveal slowly. Let your silence do the work your words never could. For in a noisy world, the quiet endure, and the unreadable rule. If this video reshaped the way you think about intelligence, influence, and how power truly works beneath the surface, take a moment to show your support by pressing the like button. It tells the algorithm, and more importantly, it tells me, that this kind of deep thinking matters to you. And if you're drawn to ideas about psychology, strategy, human behavior, and the unspoken rules that govern how people act and compete, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos that challenge common beliefs and reveal uncomfortable truths. I'd also like to hear your thoughts. What part of this video stood out to you the most? Drop a comment below and join the discussion. Your perspective adds to the conversation, and I read more than you might expect.